Hi, Eric Lanask here. We're in San Jose, California this week with the TMC Roadshow, and I'm talking now with Alan Johnson from Imagination Technologies. Alan, good to see you again.
Yes, good to see you again, Eric.
So we last spoke about a year ago or so, maybe a little more than a year ago, just after HelloSoft had actually been acquired by Imagination Technologies. What's happened since then?
Since then, we launched our core product last year, which was the multi-platform SDK for voice and video. So that's available on Android, iOS, and Windows. And that brings full voice and video connectivity to any application on any device. And since then, at Mobile World Congress in February, we launched our social communicator product, which takes that voice and video communication and integrates it with social networking, for example, Facebook. And we demonstrated that, and there was a very high level of interest. In March, we announced our Media Engine SDK, which is targeted at enterprise. And in enterprise, there's many features and functionalities that different enterprise companies have. So the Media Engine SDK allows them to add all of those features to our core voice and video engine. And then in May, we announced we completed full interoperability for voice over LTE. So full carrier grade IR92 compliance for a carrier for what will be the first major 4G voice launch in the world.
So I guess stepping back to the first announcement that you talked about, basically you're allowing application developers to integrate voice into whatever application, voice and video, with whatever applications they're developing.
Absolutely. So the idea is that even if you look at, say, carriers deploying 4G voice, it's turned out to be harder than people thought. So you would think, okay, we just put the voice in packets and we have a packet data network and we just send it out. But it's been a lot more complex than that to have really high quality voice and video. Anyone can have good quality if you have a perfect connection. But especially when we go to the mobile world, where the connection varies, we need that same quality maybe at the edge of the cell or behind the elevator. So what we have done is encapsulated all of the digital signal processing for voice video encode, for packet loss concealment, for acoustic echo cancellation, noise cancellation, all of these digital signal processing algorithms, and put very easy to use APIs so that the whole world of application developers shouldn't have to be digital signal processing engineers. And we want to enable everything from the social gaming to the customer relationship management to next generation HD voice on 4G networks.
As far as the social element goes, what are some of the applications that you envision when incorporating into the social networks?
Yeah, that's, I think, still evolving, and we're part of our whole strategy as an enabler is we don't try to be that end application. We believe there's other people in the world who have all the great ideas, for how, I mean, human beings like to talk, they like to communicate. Some of the time they like to see each other. The whole realm of applications that you can integrate that into, we have, we offer this SDK to every app developer out there who wants to have their app communicate. That said, I mean, certainly social gaming is an area that there's a lot of interest. And then also, even in the enterprise, with Bring My Own Device, I also have my own social network. And in the enterprise, I might just have my company contact list. That whole merging of my whole social networks that I do business with into the enterprise, I think there's a lot of interest and new things that people are doing and experimenting with. in combining those. So our product allows you to have this basic voice, video, and messaging and presence, and integrate that into all of my enterprise applications and my social networking circles.
So, and then coming back to the voice over LTE technology that you also referenced, are we at a place where we're really going to start seeing voice over LTE become utilized? Are the networks, with all the data increase already that's we're seeing flow onto the networks, can they also adequately handle the voice?
Yeah, I think, I come from 26 years in the telecom world, and so there was this saying that it takes 7 years to bring out a new G. And I think with 4G voice, I don't think it's going to take 7 years, but it has certainly taken longer than some of the major carriers made announcements, and then it's taken them a little bit longer. It turned out to be harder than people thought to deploy a whole next generation packetized voice and video. Brings a whole nother set of challenges, right? As you mentioned, there's the network capacity and the need to offload that onto Wi-Fi. So actually our product, our SDK, works on any IP bearer. So it may be voice over Wi-Fi and video over Wi-Fi, or it may be LTE when I leave the building. So our core product enables full seamless handoff and offload of that same traffic, and also a change in protocols. On the LTE network, I have a certain set of protocols, some of it tied to the LTE modem and channel. When I switch to Wi-Fi, I have a different set of protocols. So we have both sets of protocols built into the product.
Excellent. Well, Alan, it's been great catching up with you. Thanks for joining us here on the TMC Roadshow.
Thanks very much, Jared.